My first guest, kicked, blasted, gouged, crushed, kicked some mole, smashed, gouged, punched, his way to stardom. As the star of such films as Above the Law, Hard to Kill, and Marked for Death. He has a new film coming out. It opens April 12th. It's called Out for Justice. Please welcome Steven Seagal.
Yes. Oh, what? You know what I heard today? That they just got a date for you to do Saturday Night Live, to host it?
Apparently.
Are you gonna do that?
Yeah, why not?
Have you ever done comedy?
Yeah, I used to do stand-up.
Stop, Steven, stop.
It's a joke.
You're too
That's my
serious.
first attempt at comedy right there, and I failed, so maybe I better not do the show.
No, I think you'll be fine, because you usually do anything you set your mind to, but you're just so intense. I can't see you with the church lady in a dojo.
Well, I told them that they're gonna have to, like, come up with some real intense for me, you know?
Yeah. Can you say on TV? Anyway, but you know what? I have a censor and a lawyer on the side, and they're like, Stephen can say it, I think.
I see cue cards.
Oh, boy.
What am I supposed to do now?
Well, let's talk about your life. I was glad to see they responded so positively to you. As I've seen people do in public when we were at the premiere. Because I've been worried. It's been Get Steven year or something. Let's start with the GQ article. What did you think of that?
Well, I hated it, you know? I hated it intensely.
What mostly did you hate about it?
Well, I think that, you know, you get into situations where people who are trying to, like, make a shot somehow, take a shot to, like, get somewhere, you know, at our expense, do that all the time. They've done it to you. They've done it to every star I know. And all I can say is, you know, this guy is like a 5'2" fat little, you know, male. And you know, that's, yeah. You know, that's his shot at me. That's how he can beat me up, you know? And, you know, he misquoted all my friends, and he was out to crucify me, and he did. But all I can say, you know, to that magazine is that if they keep doing that to stars, eventually they'll have male models on their cover because all of us are getting tired of it, you know?
Yeah, they call the article Black Belt White Lies.
Yeah, I resent that, you know?
Why?
Because, I mean, you know, I don't understand why this person would say something like that. You know, he misrepresented himself to all of us. You know, when we had a talk earlier, you've had the same thing happen.
Absolutely.
I'm your fan, man. I love you, man. I want to do this good piece. And, you know, I want to know what I lied about, you know?
See, I don't mind journalists saying things about me because they will.
I don't mind that either.
I just would like them to tell the truth,
Exactly.
you know? And tell me about the things that he said. What white lies did he tell?
Well, first of all, you know, all of the people that he quoted, from Jerry Orbach to you know, everybody else in the article, they're friends of mine who have a lot of really nice things to say about me, who like me a lot. And they were all really livid that they were misquoted. And, you know, it's very, very simple. To put it, you know, the way I would, or I would like to now, we're all in a situation now where we have to get up there and climb that ladder to do the best we can to get the control that we want to do good films. And everybody says it comes with the territory, you know? People are going to take shots at me, and they're going to take shots at you. And, you know, sometimes we take them back, and sometimes we don't. I'm just trying to let it roll off my back now and do the best I can to mind my own business and make good movies, you know?
Yeah, I know how you are about Kelly LeBrock, his wife. Yeah. I know how you get about her. Does it bother you even more when she's lied on, or was she lied on? Because, well, first of all, there was something, they described something about in relationship to Kelly and the baby or something being there.
Yeah, I mean, I asked you all, would a man refer to a baby crying as a baby squalling with the smelly diapers? Is that a man to you? You understand? What kind of person is that, you know?
Yeah.
You understand? That's, you know, everybody who reads that, you know, just think about who's writing, you know?
He also mentioned something about Kelly's first date with you, saying, I guess he quoted her as saying you were like an alien. Which I can understand, because you're acting like an alien right now. You know, but no, I'm just kidding. No, did she say that?
What are you laughing at, man?
Hey, just chill. Just study your sheet music and chill. No, did she say that or anything like that?
Well, what she said to me is similar to what everyone else that was quoted, and that is that he took everything that she said out of context, and that it's really hard to tell anymore because it isn't the way she said it, you know?
Yeah.
Kelly tried to say things, obviously, about me that were endearing and flattering, and in reality, when you have somebody that's out from Jump Street to crucify you, you know, they're going to do it no matter what. And that's what I say to all my friends that are hurt and concerned about this. And that is that I would rather not do any more interviews, just like you and just like all the rest of us. We're all getting sick of it, you know? And then the fans really end up losing because they don't want to, if they see my picture on the cover of a magazine because they love me, they don't want to pick it up and read that garbage about me. And all these magazines think, well, listen, man, if we write all this dirty garbage about somebody, it sells magazines. I disagree.
But it does, Stephen, because the people in America buy National Enquirer more than they buy Time or Newsweek.
Well, it's just like you said earlier, man. One of these days, all of us stars should get together, you know?
Yeah, and put together a list of
people
unscrupulous
that have been,
journalists
yeah,
and
irresponsible
liars.
and vicious. Yes.
Let's stop doing interviews. Let's stop doing the interviews. Because, I mean, you can find enough about me to make people not like me just telling the truth.
Just telling
the
the
truth. You don't have to make up nothing.
That's right.
They've also been printing in a lot of publications that you and Kelly are breaking up. You've read that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's funny. You know? I mean, he's looking at me like, do you really? When it gets to the Inquirer, you know, and magazines like that, we generally think it's funny because we hope and pray that all of you don't believe that stuff. When it gets to the more shiny magazines with the more expensive covers, when they start acting like the cheaper tabloids, it's a little more disturbing because we're, of course, worried that nobody's, you know, going to think that they would act as irresponsible as the cheaper tabloids.
You wouldn't even let Kelly travel in the rain the other night. I mean, you're so in love and protected. You're such a wuss. You're such a wuss.
No, I mean, you know, it was a 2.5-hour drive, and it was storming pretty bad, you know, it was the middle of the night.
Yeah. And you made us stay home. Let's take a commercial and come back and talk about the movie.
Something easier.
Okay, we'll be right back with Steve. You've done movies entitled Above the Law, Hard to Kill, Marked for Death. When are you gonna do a 4-word movie?
Well, in this movie, that title wasn't a title that I was fond of. And I can remember sort of trying to lobby my title with Warner Brothers, and they felt that that title was better for them.
What was your title?
The Price of Our Blood, which is a sort of a more mafia title.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm tired of these 3-word
I am too,
titles.
but,
you could at least call it Out for Justice Man.
Yeah. I didn't win that one. You know?
Whenever you're yeah. Okay. Tell me about the movie.
It's a picture that's about friendship, you know, which meant a lot to me. It's a picture about the neighborhood. So it's a real neighborhood thing. It's filmed primarily in Bensonhurst, real Italian, and a little bit in Sunset Park, which is a lot of Latinos, it's Puerto Riqueño, you know. And picture about friendship and the neighborhood. It's about 2 guys that are born and raised together in Brooklyn and are best friends all through life. And interestingly enough, fate's strange hand would have it that one becomes a mobster and one becomes a cop. Yeah. And a crisis in the neighborhood comes up, and they both end up working together both the mob and the cops are after somebody who killed my best friend, and it's sort of a race between them and me to get this guy, you know.
Yeah, what's in the clip that you brought? I hope it's some martial arts.
This is the first picture for me that I'm proud of, you know. It's a lot of character, and even in the action scenes, I think you'll see that. This is a scene where I'm coming into a bar that the guy that has murdered my best friend owns and frequents, and I'm kind of talking to all the boys about, would anybody like to tell me where he is? And of course, they get smart with me, you know.
Yeah. Well, you were proud of Above the Law.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is just your proudest moment.
Yeah, I think it's the best work I've done.
Do you know what you're going to do next?
Writing an environmental, it's a piece on toxic waste. It's sort of a political thriller, kind of a cross between, believe it or not, Terms of Endearment and 3 Days of the Condor. It's that kind of thing. I'm writing that with Jim Karabatsos, who's a wonderful writer. And we're going to try to make that next, but we'll see. We're still looking at a couple other things.
Will we ever see you on the silver screen where you don't hurt somebody?
I hope so.
Really?
I hope so. I mean, I'd love very much to find, you know, Marathon Man or Witness or something like that. Those are the wonderful projects that we're all looking for, you know?
Yeah. Since you've been here last for Hard to Kill, we've had a lot of action-adventure stars popping out of the woodwork. Do you go watch the other guys? What do you think of Jeff Speakman or Van Damme? Do you know Van Damme?
No.
You've heard of him? Okay. Let's start with him, Stephen. What do you think of his work? As a martial artist first.
Can we change the subject?
Well, I mean, because, like, you guys go back to the martial arts world before you were movie stars, right? I mean, he was like a champion somewhere, and, right? I mean, you...
Well, I mean, I just promised all my mentors that I was going to be a good boy. I think that that's a matter of opinion, that he was a champion anywhere, you know. And I mean, you know, I'm not being catty or anything. I wish the guy all the best. But there are an awful lot of people who say that that's not true.
How about Jeff Speakman? Nice guy, huh?
I mean, I was very good friends with his teacher. You know, Ed Park was a good friend of mine. And he seems like a real good guy, this kid. I've never met him, but he seems like a good kid.
Yeah, the guy that he studied under is dead now, but he was apparently really respected by Americans.
Yeah, he was at the premiere for Mark with Death with you and me. He was we came down the stairs, he was that big Hawaiian guy that came up and gave me a big hug. He's a good man.
Yeah. How's your neighbor?
He's doing good, Michael Jackson. He's doing good.
He lives next door to Michael Jackson. So when you jump his fence, jump over his fence to the next yard and say hello to Bubbles and Michael. And, are there a lot of animals and stuff next door?
Well, I mean, we all have a lot of animals up there. That's why we go up there, so we can, you know, sort of be with nature and ride horses and all that stuff.
Yeah, you ever look out your window and see Michael in the yard?
No, I have a lot of acreage, and so does he, you know.
Do you ever see him at all?
I'm seeing him this weekend or next weekend. I'm having lunch with him,
Yeah.
supposedly.
But you never, like, see him in his yard with the hose, like, squirting the can out, you know, trying to get the can to the curb, you know? I mean...
Real far.
Oh, okay.
Lots of acreage, you know?
Yeah, big places, okay.
Yeah.
Good luck with this movie. It opens, what did I say earlier? April 12th. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Steven Seagal.